Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dig into a really powerful idea. What if you could take a huge, life-changing vision and connect it directly to one single action you can do every single day? We're going to break down exactly how that works. So let's just jump right in with the core question from our source material. Think about this. What if all the stress, all the complexity of a massive goal could be boiled down to just one simple thing you do every day? This is all about how to find that one thing and then build unstoppable momentum.
Okay, so first things first, let's get our heads around the core concept. It's a subtle change in how you think, but it's a profound one. And it's what drives this entire framework. The magic word here is from. It's a tiny word, but it changes everything. See, this isn't about chasing a goal that's way off in the distance. It's about deciding that the goal is already real in your mind. And then you start acting and thinking like the person who's already done it. You're not trying to become that person. You're operating as that person, starting right now.
Now, to make this feel real, not just some abstract idea, the source material gives us a super specific example. Earning a steady, dependable $10,000 a month. But look, it's not just about the money. Think of this number as a placeholder for whatever your big goal is. It's the North Star we're going to use to navigate through this whole process.
And the real power here comes from making a decision that is just final. It's not a wish, it's not a hope. The source material uses this quote to really hammer home the idea of decreeing your vision. You're basically giving a command to your subconscious mind, declaring this new reality that you're now living from.
So you've decreed this new reality. What happens next? Well, it doesn't just hang there in the air. It actually kicks off this incredible cascade effect that starts realigning your entire inner world, from the very top all the way down. And this is what that chain reaction looks like. Just look at the flow here. It starts with that one clear vision. That vision then forges your new identity. That identity changes your beliefs about what's even possible for you. And those new beliefs? They unlock capabilities you didn't even know you had. And finally, those capabilities drive your daily behaviors. See? It all flows logically from that one big decision you made at the start.
All right, so that's the internal stuff, right? Getting your head in the game. But what about the real world? How do we actually build a bridge from this huge vision to, what you're going to do this afternoon? This is where it gets super practical.
I mean, this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Out of all the thousands of things you could be doing, what is the one thing you absolutely must do? Well, the source material gives us a crystal clear process for finding that answer.
This process is kind of like a giant funnel or a powerful camera lens. You start with this huge, fuzzy someday goal, like being financially free, and you just keep focusing down, step by step. To be free, you need a business. To have a successful business, you need to hit income goals. To hit income goals, you need clients. To get clients, you need to do outreach. It just totally removes all the guesswork.
And boom. This is what it all boils down to. That whole grand vision of a $10,000 a month business comes down to one single, repeatable action: reaching out to 5 new prospects a day. This is your first domino. You just focus on knocking this one over every single day, and eventually all the others are going to fall. But we all know it's not that easy, right? Just because you know what to do doesn't mean you'll do it. The second you identify that one important task, you are almost guaranteed to hit a wall, an internal one. And let's be super clear about what that wall is. The biggest thing holding you back isn't a lack of skill. It's not about not knowing how to reach out to 5 people. It's that raw, fundamental human fear of hearing the word no. That fear, not your ability, is the real enemy here. So getting over that fear means you have to totally switch how you think. You've got to move from your old programming, the one that's full of fear and self-doubt, to a mindset that's guided by your future vision. In this new way of thinking, rejection isn't personal and mistakes aren't failures. They are just data points on the journey to becoming the person you've already decided to be. This whole idea of reframing failure isn't just a nice thought. It's actually backed up by some classic ideas from the book Psycho-Cybernetics, which the source material uses to explain how this breakthrough actually works. Man, this quote from the source just nails it, doesn't it? Every single no you get is not a dead end. It's feedback. It's optimization data. It's information you can use to tweak your approach, improve your offer, or sharpen your skills. When you start thinking like that, you almost start to welcome the feedback because you know it's what's helping you get closer to your target. So here's the deal. Think of your brain like a high-tech, self-guided torpedo. All it needs is a target. That's your vision. And then it just goes. It automatically steers toward it by making tiny errors and correcting its course based on feedback. All the anxiety and the worry, that's just you jamming the system. The real key is to let it work by just repeating the action, feeding it data, and trusting it to adjust. And that constant repetition, that's what breaks the old programming and deconditions your mind from fear.
And that brings us to our final kind of provocative thought. This whole framework suggests that maybe the path to our biggest goals isn't paved with learning more skills or finding more complex strategies. Perhaps the real work, the most courageous work you can do, is simply finding the discipline to repeat that one simple action, day in and day out, until you become the person for whom success is simply inevitable.